Let's see what's going on in here.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard the Eagle Limited bound for Chicago. Please have your tickets ready and enjoy the ride.
Good evening, all you fine-looking folks. Here's some smooth tunes to ease your minds and please your ears as we wait for that delicious dinner to roll right on in.
Let me see if I can find the note about it again. I can't remember exactly what happened, but didn't they say, like, the whole train car, like, all the people disappeared? The train derailment resulting in 62 casualties and numerous injuries was suspected to be a work of a paracriminal group known as the Blessed. Agents, da-da-da. One of the cars had become altered with a persistent auditory event. Is the car considered altered? No. I don't see anything about it. But, so, just this, like, I guess all of these items having a noise connected to them is the effect?
Next stops, Alton, Carlinville, and Springfield. That's Alton, Carlinville, and Springfield. Tickets, please. Tickets.
Oh my God, fire! Fire!
Everyone, stay in your seats. In your seats. Nothing, sir. Sit down. Everyone, hold on.
Oh, is that... Okay, what is the mission exactly? Connect with the train?
Oh my God, fire! Fire!
Everyone, next stops, Alton, Carlinville, and Springfield. Alton, Carlinville, and tickets, please. Tickets.
So what am I supposed to be doing here? So I feel like these two are connected. There isn't, like, anything else going on.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard the Eagle Limited bound for Chicago. Please have your tickets ready and enjoy the ride.
So my thinking is that maybe I have to hit these in a certain sequence, but I feel like it all kind of goes together. I guess maybe this one and then this would be together instead.
Next stops, Alton, Carlinville, and Springfield. That's Alton, Carlinville, and Springfield. Tickets, please. Tickets.
Good evening, all you fine-looking folks. Here's some smooth tunes to ease your minds and
No.
please your ears.
This
as we
goes
wait for
before
that
dinner.
delicious dinner to roll right on in.
I think this goes before this one, because this is like the final crash. So let me hear these. What is it? This one and then this one again.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard the Eagle Limited bound for Chicago. Please have your tickets ready and enjoy the ride.
Okay, bound for Chicago.
Next stops, Alton, Carlinville, and Springfield. That's Alton, Carlinville, and Springfield. Tickets, please. Tickets.
Thought I heard a click. I don't know how I don't know if there's something I'm supposed to get.
Good evening, all you fine-looking folks. Here's some smooth tunes to ease your minds and please your ears as we wait for that delicious dinner to roll right on in. Oh my God! Fire! Fire!
Everyone, stay in your seats. In your seats. Nothing to stir. Sit down. Everyone, hold on.
Ah, that was it.
Excuse me, ma'am. Do you have a ticket?
You had a pretty dark ride, huh? But I hope you're done replaying it now.
Okay, yeah, that, thankfully that was it. I wasn't sure if I actually needed a ticket at one point to progress, but yeah, it just seemed like I would have had it the first try if I had done the hat right after the, briefcase. Let me switch this again. Then we can follow Hartman. Hi. Oops. Is there any benefit to going down that way? Maybe this just wraps around. Yeah. Well, that's good, because I didn't really want to have to dodge around it too much. Shaded specimen captured. Compiled by Agent Estevez by order of nobody. Entity capture report regarding shaded specimen A10, formerly Dr. Emil Hartman. An alert from the Bright Falls, Washington monitoring station indicated minor altered paranatural something activity occurring in the area. Agent Estevez was dispatched to investigate. Inside the something lodge, I should know that name. She discovered the facility's former owner, Dr. Emil Hartman. He had been converted into a shaded individual, per definitions found in File 634-1923, and displayed violent behavior characteristics of its type. Agent Estevez alerted the on-site research team to the specimen's presence, and, with some difficulty, it was successfully contained in a Blackrock cell. The cell and its inhabitant were transported safely back to HQ, where the specimen remains detained in the investigation sector as part of the Bright Falls, AWE investigation. Once the investigation is closed, research teams have petitioned to relocate the specimen to their sector for study. Refer to File 51123 for full report. So I guess after he jumped into the lake, he went back to his lodge where he had all those artists and stuff. Probably it's like a holdover from his life. Like the creature knew it had a connection to this spot, so it just went back to it on instinct. Train car procedures. ID, Eagle Limited Train Car, AI78-UE. Acquisition date, May 25th, 2015. Containment location, investigation sector, processing underway. The item's altered effect can be avoided by simply not entering it. Proper signage and barriers should provide sufficient containment. The item is currently held in the investigation sector's AWE West hangar for ongoing investigations. The item's exterior is that of a standard CZ-10 Vista Dome train car, the largest known altered item on record. Its interior seems to be an adjacent reality related to a trauma or memory belonging to a redacted, and not the physical item's own history. Causation for this link is still to be determined, but possibilities include the outside interference possibly responsible for the item's altered state or trauma imprinting via shared memory states. The item was discovered when the Bureau responded to a suspected crime scene in Bloomington, Illinois. The item was identified as an altered item and transported to the Bureau for examination and testing. See AWE 44 for further details. Okay, so it sounds then like the trauma came from a person that was on the car and then just got transferred to the car, presumably as that person died. My assumption is that the person is a man, just because when we did the sound clip for the hammer, the conductor says, "Sir, sit down." And that part just stood out to me, because at first I had been like, oh, maybe he's talking to the person that actually did this thing, because it's related to the hammer. And so one of these bad actors, has like gotten up and is screwing around and stuff, and the conductor is pointing him out. He doesn't know that he's doing something. He's just like, "You're out of your seat, you need to sit down, we're in an emergency." But it's also possible that it's just, some guy started panicking, he got up out of his seat, and the conductor's trying to keep everyone calm. It's like, you need to stay seated. So I wonder how much belonged to this guy, because depending on what items were connected to the person these memories are from, you could possibly ascertain if they were a regular person or if they were one of the bad faith actors from, The Blessed? But I don't think I don't know if it would be one of the Blessed. I think it's just a regular person. Because I guess if you're one of the Blessed, this was a terrorist act, so they go into it expecting either they get out somehow after they cause the chaos, or they don't get out, they know they're going to die, depending on, what kind of damage they need to do. If it's something that requires them to be on the train and have to stay on to make sure it has followed through, and that no one can, fix the damage they've done. So I feel like they wouldn't die with trauma, regrets, something like that. I feel like someone who had no connection to them, didn't know what was going on, they would die being like, why did this happen to me? Why today of all days does this train go off the rails? Da da da. And so that's where these memories come from. Oh, multimedia also, but I think, yeah, we heard those. Oh, there is something. So I probably have to bait it over here. And then just run really fast. Hurry, Jesse. Oh, did I even grab it? My mods are probably full, so I'm not expecting to pick it up. Maybe I should, though. It could be something good. Let me check my mods. Personal mods all full, so I'll get rid of some things. And weapon mods. That should be enough. Impact melee boost. Well, I don't really use impact all that often, Because it kind of puts me in a weird situation, and then it takes so much energy that it just doesn't feel super worth it. Same stuff as before. Motel complaint. Hey Stu, did you hear about Fisher? Got himself in trouble in the motel. Why the hell does anyone volunteer to stake out that place? Gives me the creeps. But hey, at least he came back, if you can call it that. I saw some of the footage they pulled out of there with him. Tom down in evidence processing showed me. Crazy stuff. Fisher had the cameras pointed at himself half the time. I'm guessing he went nuts on day one. He did catch something, though. Got one of those fiber optic cameras under the door of the room he was hiding in and recorded something out in the hall. Looked like a shadow, maybe human. Tom tried to get the quality up, but it's still blurry as fuck. Just reaffirms my position. Stay the fuck out of the motel. Anyway, up for some shoom later? Lisa got up to 1 hour and 38 minutes yesterday. New record to beat. See ya, Dave. So yeah, Fisher's the guy that we heard the voice recording where he was staking out the motel. And at the end, he hears something, and I think he goes to investigate, and then it just cuts off. And they say the thing out in the hall looked like a shadow, maybe human, and given that we're doing the Alan Wake DLC right now, that would make me think that he saw a Taken, but would a Taken be in the motel? I feel like it's some other... Well, it is like a crossroads sort of place, I think. So it could be possible that a Taken got in there, just like wandered in there randomly. Because we don't really know what other kind of strange entities are out in the world and would have access to the motel. Oh shit. Okay, that was a little weird. Let's see him. God.
We need to get those lights on.
Activate the lights. Oh no, there's... I thought there were more guys. I see what we have to do. I'm trying to look for them first. Can you back up? I'm missing it. What does that do for me, though? Oh. not like... Yeah, she wasn't dodging the way I'm used to.
We need another power core.
Yeah, where do I find that? There's one up here, I think. What the hell? Was that Hartman? Where the hiss? Oh man. That means getting over there is gonna be a pain. I know there's a Taken up top. Or not Taken. His guy. But I'm not messing with him right now. Now this part is gonna be a little bit of a pain. Hi, hi, hi. Can't exactly bait him, can I? Fuck, he's right there. Where else can we chase him to? Oh, the Bright Balls EWE, of course. But then when we get there, what do we do? Like, I guess he'll have no place to escape to. We just have to shoot him. Oh, I thought there was a box up here. But it's looking like there's not really anything to read. This is just an arena. Did he go into the floor somewhere? Uh-oh. Should reload efficiency. That's fine. No, he must have gone, like, over here or something. Because they won't let me follow. Maybe once I'm done with this DLC and before I start Foundation, I'll look at my mods and stuff again, but I don't see myself switching anything. I am fine with my kit and don't have any reason to really switch anything out. I do have that mission for the plants. Oops. That's gonna have to be something that I do after dealing with Hartman. Since it's kind of a lot of backtracking. Hey, wait a minute. I saw a box. But not any way for me to get up there. So it's okay. It's gonna be yet another mod that I don't use, so I'm not pressed about it.
Director, ma'am, great timing. Hartman just came through here. God, he was hideous. He tore the security door into the Bright Falls AWE site wide open. He was so ugly. Like, wow, I got a good look at him, and Christ, he does not look like he used to.
Thank you, Langston.
Messed him up or something. He looks like a bar rag that's been twisted by the world's strongest man. Or a monster from some 80s horror movie. You know, back when it was all practical effects? Ugh, nasty.
Real
Did you say
professional,
something?
Langston.
Remember, I can't hear you. Never mind, just go after Hartman. Ah, so disgusting.
Guess Langston doesn't have much of a filter.
I've written, rewritten. The darkness wants to hide the past and make me lose my way. I trust what I read on these pages.
Oh, there
I
he
wrote them
is.
for a reason. Cut through the reality, tear it apart, and rewrite it. They are drawn to the mystery.
I was wondering where his little overlay thing was.
I've written and rewritten. Deconstructed, reconstructed. Experimented with different voices. Changed the style, changed myself. Forgotten the language, relearned the language. Have I been here before? Gone down this path before? The darkness wants to hide the past to make me lose my way. You must know where you've been to know where you're going. I trust what I read on these pages. I wrote them for a reason. My notes to myself. The only way to make progress, recap, then write more. The style then. Lose the fat. Make it clear. Ugly. Functional. Present, be blunt. Only the brutal truth. Cut through the reality, tear it apart, rewrite it. Be clever, make them do the work. Form the image in their minds. They make it, you just imply. Incept. They're drawn to the mystery, obsessed. You set it up, they put it together. Their interpretation, and there's only one because you give them no choice. And they believe in it. Because it's theirs now.
Sounds pretty meta. I think him saying, have I done this before? Have I been here before? I think that's another hint that he's in a spiral or like a, time loop spiral thing. I wonder if him saying, you make them believe, you give them no choice, they believe because they like the mystery, da-da-da. That's like talking about fans of the game, because that felt like, it felt like he was talking about me, honestly. Because I do like the mystery, I do like to come up with interpretations about what's going on with him, with this game. So I think he's talking about like all readers in general, especially of his story, but it feels very apt for fans of the game.
Stuck. Let's go take care of it.
More? Top, maybe? Oh, or on the sides. Don't do that again. That sucked. I hope I picked up enough health. I think I did. Maximum security, live subject. Check with guard before proceeding. Restrict area. No authorized person. No unauthorized personnel.
Thank you for meeting with us again, Dr. Hartman.
It's my pleasure, gentlemen. I hope the information I provided thus far has been of some small use.
It's been invaluable, Doctor. Really, we have a much clearer picture of this event, thanks to your accounts.
Well, I do consider myself a keen observer.
We did have one question, though. You mentioned in an earlier conversation that your patients displayed, and I'm paraphrasing here, unnatural abilities that you in fact encouraged during their time in your lodge. It'd be very helpful if you could fill us in on the details there.
Of course. Like yourselves, I work to understand and even bend the rules of our earthly paradigm. My patient's well-being was paramount, of course, but I would hardly be a man of science if I did not reach out at the underlying truth. As I stated in my written proposal, I believe working alongside your organization could be greatly beneficial to both parties. Sharing notes, as they say.
Thank you, Doctor. That's all we need to hear. Remy?
Dr. Emil Hartman, you have been found in breach of codes 4, 8, and 74 of the Federal Bureau of Control Criminal Offense System.
What? You can't do this? I am a well-connected man. You're making a dire mistake, my friend.
You will be detained until further notice and all personal property will be confiscated, including the Cauldron Lake Lodge.
That's preposterous. You can't just seize my property. I'm a United States citizen. I have rights. That lodge is my life's work. I'm offering you years of research.
Get him out of here.
You're making a mistake. You have to listen to me. You have to listen.
Going back to the motel.
I've forgotten again. I had a plan. I know it. I've forgotten. He's coming. I've got to get out of here.
Whatever is going on with Wake, he clearly needs some help.
Is that what you're looking into after all this? No, I don't know that I want to go down there. I don't have a gun, so you can't hurt me. The lights keep changing though. Blue to red, I think? Okay. Oh, there it is.
Going mad. Wake had to escape, right? His escape. Wake needed a hero. A hero needed a crisis. For the part in the story about the government agency, Wake needed something special. Something to convey an alien force mimicking human intelligence.
Okay, let's see what he has to say.
The story needed many beginnings, many springs. Streams that turned into a river, a flood, and then an ocean. This was one. Wake used the materials he had, the connections he had, the people, the places. Wake put them in to make it true. His wife, the psychiatrist, his city. These connections, like magnets, move things. Alice was a conduit. She'd been in the dark place. The thing that had been Hartman sensed her near, sensed Wake through her. Went berserk, broke loose. Wake made sure Alice was already gone by then. Safe. The more springs, the more the story became real. The more people believed. Cause and effect. It was extremely delicate and hard work. It had to go through the path of least resistance where success was most likely. Where there was a connection already. Wake felt the pressure grow in his head. Going mad. Wake had to escape. Right. His escape. He was already out. He wanted to make it true. Wake needed a hero. A hero needed a crisis. For the part in the story about the government agency, Wake needed something special, something to convey an alien force mimicking human intelligence. Something that can't be translated. Translated. Wake channeled Burroughs and Bowie. He cut up sentences and words. Orange peel. You are home. Insane. He put them in a shoebox. He pulled out the words. Wake created a Dadaist poem. He'd try anything once. Or had he tried this before?
Okay. So you have his connection to Alice, which maybe he said she was a conduit. So I'm wondering if maybe in some way she helped him with, like, because she had to visit the FBC at some point, his connection to her gave him visions of the FBC that he could use in his writing. Then he says he needs a hero. This is also something he does in Alan Wake 2 when he brings Sokka into the story. So obviously here Jesse is the hero. The crisis is Hartman possibly getting out. But he can't place himself as the hero, I guess. I don't know if that was something he tried to do. I think in Alan Wake 1, he technically was the hero of the story, but it seems like he can't make himself the hero and get out that way. He needs somebody else to help him from the outside. When he talks about like all these springs coming together to make the story more real, it sounds to me like world building, basically. Like you go, when you start a story, especially like with fantasy stories or stories with a lot of fictional elements to it, you need to go back and build the basics of the world at least, and then some details maybe to make it feel more grounded in reality. Like sometimes you can, people can go a little too overboard with it, but it does help make the world feel more lived in and feel like it gives readers more buy into the story because there's so much else going on in the background, or there's a reason for the characters to be doing what they do, or for different entities to be acting the way they do, for the friction, And then when he's talking about the poem, I think he means he wrote a bunch of words, he cut it up, put it in the shoebox, and then like shook the shoebox around, and then he just picked stuff out at random and then put them in a line. And that's how he made the Dadaist poem, just randomly pulling out lines. Another implication here is that, I've seen people say that it sounds a lot like Alan wrote about the events of Control, that he put it into existence, or that he made the Hiss exist, but again, I don't think that's the case. He just got, these things were already real, he just happened to get visions of them, or they entered his mind somehow. Like maybe he had a dream while he was in the dark place and he heard the Hiss's speech. And so that's, even subconsciously, that's influenced him for his story. And he put all those words down and he built the story around these different elements that he caught on to one way or another.